I'm here at Smith Creek in West Bank, British Columbia. Give you a quick bike check and then show you a fun flow trail in the area here that I like to ride. So yeah, this is my bike. This is my trail bike. It's a 2017 Norco Range 7.2 frame set. It's 170 millimeter front fork. It's a RockShox Lyric with boost caps, and then the rear end is a metric RockShox Super Deluxe. Super fun. It's a size large. It's 27.5 inch wheel. Likely I'm the shortest person that'll fit on a large. I've only got about like a centimeter of post sticking out here. This is a 150 mil turbine dropper. Aphex saddle. Nice to get that down all the way when you're descending. This Lyric has boost caps. These Turbine R wheel sets have boost spacing. It's nice to have the torque caps with the torque wheel, just because it's a larger diameter space in the fork there. So instead of having to kind of like shimmy around trying to find the axle in there, it just slides right in, which is nice. I'm running Shelby Magic Mary in the front, Maxxis Griffin in the rear. It's a DH casing and that's super gravity, so we've got some sharp rocks out here. It's nice just to have a little bit extra protection. I'm probably running about 23 psi in the front and about 25 in the back. I'm running a Huck Norris rim strip in the back. Yeah, 1x green turbine dropper remote here, pretty sweet, goes with the green. I'm running a 32 tooth ring in the front with SRAM Eagle 12 speed. So this is a cinch narrow wide ring, next SL G4 cranks, 170 mil length, just to keep the saddle up, so I can run a 150 there. It's nice dude, just to be able to spin in some rockier stuff, not having to work about pedal strikes. Yeah, we got a 6 carbon bar, running the Sniper glide-on grips. I spray paint them on. I'll show you how to do that later. 760 width. It's a Turbine R 35 mil clamp stem, 32 mil length. Again, making a long canoe fit me. A couple things I run. I've got the EDC top cap tool here. So it's got the goods on there. Garmin. Yeah, I run my brakes like pretty flat. I just find when you're off the back on some steeper stuff, you're not trying to like reach underneath to get your brake levers there. And then I think on the flatter stuff, it maybe promotes me to be in a bit more of an aggressive position. And yeah, no, it's a fun bike for sure. The reason I went with a large, I mean, I would definitely fit a medium as well. It just gives me a similar wheelbase and top tube length to my Norco arm. So that's my thought process there. That's pretty much it. It's a fun bike. Let's go for a rip. Well, still here. Poppa Tony's been MIA for a little bit. That's just because I'm off the cast. So yeah, just about 2 weeks now I've been cast free. Been doing a bit of riding, getting back into it, starting to feel great. I was just in Penticton on the weekend. The Mountain Biking Association there had a little enduro. We've got a really cool scene. So I participated. I won't say I was racing just yet, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I ended up getting a flat on the first stage, and then getting lost after that. It was still well marked, but yeah, the racing was using Strava, so kind of a cool idea. Which brings us to the tech tip of today, is just to do with reusing tires, probably more so for practice than racing, but tires that you've sliced. I ended up having a Huck Norris rim insert, and I ran my turbine R wheels down like probably another 2 minutes of pretty rocky terrain, and it's perfect. There's no dents, no loss of spoke tension. Like, pretty impressed with that. I was kind of curious, like, if I got a flat with a Huck Norris on my trail bike, what I would do with the tube, and I ended up putting the tube over top of the Huck Norris, of the insert. So pretty much, if this is the insert, the tube went over top of it and through, and then that way you've got like kind of pinch flat protection from the rim, because this will sit over top of here, and then when it impacts, you're not rimming out on the sidewall. I've had pretty bad luck with putting tubes in wheel sets and tires that have been ran tubeless with the stand still in there, or whatever sealant you're using, because it sticks to the outside of it. So I ended up running it for the rest of the day. Even though I got lost, it was still working pretty good. So stoked on that. Rim insert, gonna put it back in there. Tube is good. We'll clean it off and put it back in the stash bib. So we've got the tire here. You can see I just got a zap strap in there to show you where the cut is. It's a pretty big one. I ended up using kind of the wrapping from the tube, and as well as a couple plug patches. Or sorry, just like patches, like tube patches, to fix it from the inside. If you've got one of these inserts while you're on the trail, you can stick that inside there, and then that will seal it for a tube. But none of those things are actually going to make it airtight. So what I did is I went to Lordco, which is an auto parts store, and I just got some car plug patches. So this guy here, you pull through, and then this blue backing actually peels off, and it actually adheres itself to the inside of the tire, and then this gives you some stability. Normally you would use it on the top of the tread on a tire for a car, but I'm not too worried about the sidewall. So, you know, this tire's still got some good tread life left, and it's a DH casing, so, you know, I think that reinforcing it with that. I've got two different sizes. And here's a little guy if it was just a little hole, but this one's pretty big. So yeah, put this in and show you from. So I ended up using a little bit of brake cleaner. I tried a couple things, glass cleaner. I think that isopropylene rubbing alcohol would work well to do it as just get the slime off there. But if you feel it, it should feel as if like it's a new tire with maybe a little bit more, I don't know, grip is the right word, but you just want a nice clean surface that this will adhere to. So this is actually my first go. I've plugged car tires before, but I've never tried it on a bike. So we're peeling that off, so now the backing's clear, and it's got this nice metal pull on it, so you can yank it through. And so I'm seeing that it's going to be really close to the bead there. I might actually trim a little bit just so it doesn't interfere with the bead seat. So I've got it inflated right now, just with the tube in there. You can see that that's the bit that poked through. We'll end up cutting this flush. And I'm just going to let it sit overnight, just to make sure that that patch is well glued on there. And then, yeah, we'll be running it tubeless, put a tire insert back on it, and go from there. Cool, so if you check inside there, got the patch. It's on the outside here. We're just going to fill it up. Plugs in there. Got the Huck Norris insert. Got some stands. Just inflated it. Just going to trim that bad boy back. Now I got a bit of an ugly nipple there from what's left over. I got these Schwalbe knob gobblers. Not bad. And that's what we're left with. So just wanted to recap about the plug that I did. The plug has had about a week of riding on it now. It's holding well. There's no pressure loss. Been through some rock stuff, some like scrapes on the actual plug there. Hasn't dislodged it. I did end up putting a little bit of glue over top of it. Not because it was losing air, but I just thought it might reinforce it a bit. I just used a flexible like shoe glue, something like that. Even like 2-part epoxy or like crazy glue, something like that, just to help seal it up a little bit there. But yeah, no issues with it. I did run the tire down that stage flat. It's a Maxxis tire, and if you check out along the sidewall, there's definitely a little bit of seepage of sealant coming through there, because I did run it flat. It just kind of creased the casing a bit. There's no rim dents, which was sweet, but yeah, so basically just getting some more life out of this tire, being a little bit of a hippie and getting the most use out of the rubber before you have to recycle it. So yeah, worked good. I wouldn't use it as a race tire, but it's good to get the miles out of a practice tire. So